I get to the Meridian Hotel at 7:30 p.m., right on time for my law school graduation party. The valet stand is empty. The ballroom doors are chained. No staff, no lights, no music, just my reflection in the dark glass. I call my wife Clarissa. She answers over the sound of clinking glasses and laughter. "There's no party for you," she says. "You don't deserve to be celebrated." The line goes dead. I open Instagram. Her new post hits me like a brick. She's in the champagne dress I bought, kissing her boss, Martin Cross. The caption reads, "Thank you for sponsoring my future. A blessed your new beginnings." I stand on the sidewalk until the cold finds my bones. Then I go home. In my office, I pour a drink and take out a black binder. 3 years of documents. Rent, tuition, books, bar prep, everything. Page after page says the same thing Michael paid. Clarissa called it our investment. I was the only investor. The next tab is Cross & Partners. 18 months ago, Clarissa told me Martin had a vision but no capital. I put in $750,000 and took 90% ownership on paper and in state filings. He got the CEO title and the corner office. I owned the company. Their latest valuation, $174 million. My stake, $157 million. I stop shaking. My mind clears. I start with the easy switches. The hotel chargeback filed. The caterer's autopay canceled. The jazz trio canceled. Clarissa's Amex disabled. Ride shares, meal delivery, gym, yoga, meditation, boutique subscriptions removed from my cards. Our career development slush account closed and swept back to my checking. I don't yell. I don't post. I just stop paying. Then I call Global Corp Legal Holdings, the firm that's been sniffing around Cross & Partners. I email the cap table and my authorization to sell. Their partners jump on a late-night call. Within an hour, there's a clean offer, $195 million for my 90%. I accept. Funds settle. I sleep. When I wake up, my phone shows 154 missed calls. Clarissa's messages move from confusion to anger to fear. Martin's messages are polished but panicked. "We need to clarify ownership. Payroll didn't process. Please call me." At 10:30 a.m., the buzzer rings. Clarissa's assistant, Julia, is on the camera, eyes red. I let her up. "The party collapsed at midnight," she says. The bar tab got declined. Security got involved. At the office, payroll failed. Vendors are calling. "Please, what's happening?" "I haven't destroyed anything," I say. "I just stopped paying for it." She leaves with nothing more than that. I draft a document and print it on heavy paper. Terms of resolution. Public acknowledgement. Clarissa will post a statement on all platforms. Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, acknowledging that I fully funded her Columbia Law degree and correcting prior implications otherwise. Resignation. Martin Cross will resign immediately from Cross & Partners and waive severance, options, and claims. Asset forfeit. Clarissa waives claims to my assets and vacates our apartment within 30 days. Property left behind becomes mine. NDA and non-disparagement. Both will remain silent about my finances, business, and the events leading to this point. Each breach costs $50,000. Enforcement. Any breach triggers litigation and clawbacks of tuition, living expenses, and professional development, plus fees. I seal it in a manila envelope. By evening, Clarissa knocks softly at my door. The dress is wrinkled. The makeup is gone. Her voice is hoarse. "Can we talk?" I let her in but don't offer a seat. "This is vindictive," she says. "Cards, accounts, Martin's company, it's too far." "What's not fair," I say, "is funding your degree and rent and life while you planned your exit and staging my humiliation in public." I put the envelope in her hands. "You have 24 hours. The next morning, I walk into Cross & Partners. The receptionist looks like she's seen a ghost. Upstairs, the senior partners sit in a glass-walled conference room with disaster written on their faces. "Where's Martin?" someone asks. "He resigned this morning," I say. "Global Corp bought my 90% stake over the weekend. Their transition team arrives Wednesday. You sold your stake?" the CFO says, voice thin. "For how much?" $195 million. Silence, then questions, then panic. I leave them to it. That afternoon, I meet Clarissa in a quiet cafe. No chandeliers. No cameras. I spread receipts on the table, tuition invoices, rent, books, laptop, bar prep, clothing, flights and hotels for networking. She stares at the pile until her throat works. "I never asked you to pay for everything," she whispers. "You didn't ask," I say. "You assumed." I turn my phone to show a draft statement. I want to publicly acknowledge that my husband, Michael Harrington, funded my law school education at Columbia Law in its entirety. My previous posts implying otherwise were inaccurate. I'm grateful for his investment and want to set the record straight. "It's humiliating," she says. "It's true," I say. "And truth is cheaper than court." She reads it 3 times. "One change," she says. "Add that you believed in me." "That's fair," I say. That evening, the statement goes live. Legal Twitter dissects it. LinkedIn trends. The New York Law Journal runs a short. The comments split. Some pity, some scorn, some relief that someone finally said the quiet part out loud. Clarissa's social media goes quiet. Martin disappears. I move out within a month. The new place is a 2-bedroom on the Upper West Side, wood floors, a kitchen I actually use, no marble, no theater. 3 days a week I guest lecture at Columbia. Contracts and the practical side of partnership structures. Students ask real questions. I give real answers. Who owns what lands differently when you've lived it. Work finds me, but I'm careful about which doors I open. One of them is a warehouse in Brooklyn where a 27-year-old named Ava is building legal research software that feels like the future. Her pitch is simple: an AI assistant that actually understands legal reasoning and fetches cases, patterns, and pitfalls in seconds instead of days. She runs a demo. I type, breach of fiduciary duty in partnerships where one partner supplied 75% of startup capital. The screen fills with relevant cases, summaries, and confidence scores in under 20 seconds. No fluff, no fishing. "What do you need?" I ask. $15 million for 45% and a board seat," she says. "We'll hire, harden the product, and sell to mid to large firms. 12 betas already, including Henderson and Associates." The irony hangs in the air. Henderson is Clarissa's old firm. "Deal," I say. The divorce finalizes quietly. Clarissa signs. She moves west and takes a legal aid job. It's honest work. Martin lands a compliance role in Chicago. He tells people he exited a venture. Fine. Ava's team ships on time. Henderson signs a multi-million-dollar contract. Other firms follow. The warehouse buzzes at 2 a.m., the way my old life buzzed at midnight galas. I like this hum better. On Sundays, I sit in the park with coffee and no phone. I breathe. I go home and cook. I grade a few papers for class. I sleep. 6 months after the chain doors, I walk through the old Cross & Partners floor once more. Fewer suits, more engineers. Whiteboards covered in workflows. Real work replacing performance. The culture memo on the wall is 6 lines long. Build before you boast. Spend like it's yours. Own the risk. Own the result. No stunts, no passengers. Tell the truth. Numbers look like numbers should, simple and clean. Fewer faux consulting vendors. No strategic shell companies. Payroll runs on schedule. Clients pay for outcomes, not image. Ava texts, "Close 2 more firms." "Drinks?" I grab my jacket. On the way out, I pass a mirror and barely recognize the man who once mistook funding a performance for building a life. The lesson holds. When people show you who owns the board, believe them, then read the operating agreement anyway. The night my wife told me I didn't deserve celebration, I thought I'd lost my story. I hadn't. I'd just been written out of the wrong one. Now the pages turn the way they should. Quietly, honestly, without applause, and with work that stands up when the lights are off. That's enough.